Patty, you talked about what I distilled to be public intervention. And Judge, help me with this one, and maybe some of you can. There's this tension between the rights of individuals, and I have heard you, I believe, former Judge Solem and Stanek talk about how the toughest thing they ever did in juvenile court was to make the decision to separate child from family. I can't even imagine. Where does the role of the state begin and the individual end? Can you talk about that tension, if I've even got the question right?
Well, I can talk about it. I'm certainly not going to answer it. No, there certainly is a tension between what is an appropriate societal or governmental response to these sorts of issues. When my experience has been that generally, when you are dealing with your family, the child protection response is always intrusive, it is always heavy-handed, and it is always inappropriate. I say that, I'll take the always out. If you are dealing with somebody else's family, it is generally not enough, it is too late, and where were you when they really needed you? Some time ago, there was a case that actually one of the reporters from the Star Tribune talked to me about a mother who had lost, through termination, several children, and had another child had gone out of the county, actually had gone to another state. And I'm trying to recall it, but somewhere in there, one of her children had died violently at the hands of a boyfriend. And the issue was, why didn't Child Protection or why didn't the state of Minnesota do something about this mother and her children? And the issue came because Dr. Sanders was the head at that time, and there was quite a bit of discussion, and he was interviewed extensively about what the state's role was and how do you want to track people who have had, because of their behavior or because of their chemical health or mental health issues, is it an appropriate response to track these people? The same way you might track a sex offender, the same way you might want to track a three-time loser, a convicted felon. And I had an opportunity to speak with a reporter about it, and I said, that's a way bigger issue than a district court judge is prepared to deal with. That's a policy issue. How much government do you want in your life? And I'd say that is an issue that's way beyond, I understand the question. I understand why people might think that's a good idea. I also understand why people might think, maybe I don't want the state of Minnesota following us all around for our entire lives. But that's a discussion that has to take place at a much higher level than I function. And